spookiest place around.
Oh no! Spooky tubes are here. Oh no!
Welcome to Spook Tube. Bleh.
Hey, blah indeed, sir.
Bleh.
Blah internet,
hey,
blah.
It's the Bleh Internet.
Watch now.
Watch
BMFcast.
now.
It's
Blah,
time.
blah.
It's time to get the email.
The podcast is coming from within the podcast.
Oh no! Look out for the email that tells us we're live.
I should compose a tweet.
Oh no, Twitter, the most scary thing of all.
An email.
No.
Why didn't you ring the bell? Then you get an immediate alert.
I smashed the bell, but I still get no alerts.
Where's the tweet?
I'm trying.
He's decomposing the tweet now.
Fucking idiots. God.
I think the best one was when we had just all the lights out and just had candles and just were sitting there the whole night going, blah.
That was
Like you couldn't see that live stream anyway, because that wasn't that we were doing the Hangouts live streams or something.
Maybe,
it was like,
yeah,
and it was like 240p.
It was before we had
Maybe.
the HDs, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Because it was at the
spooky,
old
though.
studio, so yeah.
I don't know.
Man,
somewhere along the way at the old studio, we switched
I have
over to
not
proper
edited
YouTube.
our list of movies because I haven't been here, so there's a lot to add. The entire month of Rocktober, which I've missed 75% of.
It's all right. You're here tonight.
Yeah.
Hey.
Woo.
Tonight is the night for
It's a
spooking.
spooky night. Where's the link? Oh no!
You can find it at youtube.com/BIM.
Why have a link when you can have a whole chain?
Tweet. I tweeted.
Oh, did you tweet?
Hey.
Spooky tweets. Bleed.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Give me the tweet.
So good.
Give me
I
the
retweeted and subscribed
Yay!
and liked.
Smash
Ring the
the
bell.
subscribe button. Fuck the bell.
Push the crucifix.
Whoa!
18th century, huh?
Hey.
Bleed.
Bleh. Bleh.
Maybe people will like our intro this time.
Maybe.
Oh, how I missed this.
We missed you too.
We have fun here.
Yeah,
That's what we do each and every week.
Yeah, and then we start recording the actual show, and we're like, yep.
What we do on the BMFcast.
I'll just say everything in spooky voice, and then we'll have fun.
Okay.
Man,
I'm BJ.
how was Karate Rock?
I don't know.
That was a
It was good.
movie.
It was good.
You would totally love it.
My understanding is there was very little karate and very little rock.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Neither of them figured prominently.
So
in
it was not what it said on the tin.
No.
No.
No, it was something else entirely. Some of us thought it was all right.
Yeah, 50% of the podcast thought it was all right.
Yeah.
The other half hated it.
The other half was you.
Yeah.
Hated it.
I wouldn't say hated it. I just liked it better when it wasn't around.
Well, there's that. It is funny, like, whenever I add anything to Letterboxd, I have to scroll all the way through to bring our, the newest movie to the beginning.
All right.
Well, I mean, even in grid view. And every once in a while, like, a title will pop up, and I'm like, we watched that?
I know.
And then I realized that, yes, I was here for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every so often I'm like...
You're a big pig.
Ooh.
You should show the rest of the class.
Put
your
it on the
spooky
camera so people can see.
How old is that party game?
I don't know.
I saw that Agents of Mayhem shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit they sent.
Yeah, it is.
Did we buy that with Patreon money?
No.
Okay, you just invested it. I thought I was going to split it with you at some point. I guess that never happened, did it?
Well, it's going to happen, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was like 3 years ago or something.
I know it was back when that game was the thing.
What like the Kickstarter came around like after people are already like, this is not a good game, but they were like, board game anyway. Yeah, it was like after it had already.
Watch
failed.
them make more money off the board game than they did off the actual
Probably.
game. So that is the Blockbuster one is a new game, or is that a really old
No,
thing?
this is like, you remember Blockbuster, guys?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, you got like there's a parking lot and the Blockbuster sign is part of it. It's part of the board,
That's exciting.
and you got a buzzer. The buzzer needs batteries.
Buzzer
Put in yet.
needs
That's a
batteries.
sharp looking box. That's one of those adult video boxes right there.
Yeah. It's a clamshell. Clam.
Yeah, I haven't cracked it open yet.
It's open.
Where'd you get it?
Do you have to have a
Someone
VHS
gave it to me.
player to play?
No, it's not
Okay.
actually VHS.
That's
the
bullshit.
Actually, that's the back of the board.
Nice.
Oh, the piece fell out. The cocaine straw.
Big.
Ooh.
Hey guys, you want some movies?
Let's do the cocaine and watch Trouble.
Set it somewhere that way,
Let me see that
or
thing.
pass it out over there. It just seems like a
That is a
dumb,
lovingly designed box.
It seems like a dumb like actual party game where it's like super easy to explain. Like
I wonder,
mimic a movie, say a line from a movie. You know.
because they're using the registered trademark thing for Blockbuster. I wonder,
Oh, I'm sure some holdings company owns the trademark.
knowledge of English required.
There's still one working Blockbuster.
Yeah,
in the
but it
world.
was not obviously part of the franchise.
Yeah, Blockbuster name, torn ticket design, and related marks are trademarks of Blockbuster LLC.
Okay.
That's a limited liability company.
That it is.
It's like
We're-
whoever
I think
owns
we're an
the,
LLC
the
too.
Williams stuff.
What's that?
It's like whoever owns the Williams stuff is just like some dude in a garage.
Yeah.
Copyright 2018 Big
Actually-
Potato.
Oh, there you
Big
go.
potato.
Does Williams still manufacture slot machines or anything like that? Okay.
They're literally just a trademark in a
license, yeah.
dude's garage.
Weird the beef.
Wait, what?
I just wanted to see if that worked.
Damn it, the buzzer doesn't have batteries in it.
No, and you need a little screwdriver too.
Hello, Bill. Welcome to Spooky Time.
Ooh. Bill.
Oh.
That's what I need. I need one of those that just goes. "Bleh."
Well, that was bluff.
Blah.
I'll just take it into meetings
Says
at work.
It's a
Bleh,
movie
bleh, bleh,
sound
bleh.
effect.
Do you want me to go
it's
get a tiny
So yeah,
screwdriver?
it's like,
I hope it goes.
"Ooga!"
No, I hope it just goes. Boy, oy, oy, oy.
I have a tiny screw. I don't have
Slide
AAA,
whistle.
Huh? I have
Have
some
some.
AAAs right here. Look at that.
so I have a tiny-
All I need is a tiny screwdriver.
Don't.
We can make this
I s-
happen.
No, you know what's going to happen here.
What's going to happen here?
Someone's going to have a hold of this during the show.
No,
What do you mean?
We will play with it for a couple
Chuck
minutes
will have
now.
to edit it out.
All right.
And then
We're just going to see what it does.
Okay.
We
Stand
can
by.
take the
everybody.
batteries right back out.
We're building some joy.
building.
No, we're sparking
mystery.
it. That's with the batteries. We spark. Spark joy.
Yeah, I may have to enlist you to replace the battery in my PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 controller.
He has an easy to
It
follow
does not-
video that you could use.
Yeah.
that would
watch
involve
this
me
video.
doing it.
Oh.
Oh, you just done one.
Oh, you're at that level. You're just like, hey, peon.
I'm not hey peon. I'm just like I don't got the time.
Hey, nobody.
You
got time
need a
for that.
bigger.
It really only
bed.
takes like 15 minutes, but
You know how long 15 minutes is?
He doesn't have
it's
that.
it's a quarter of an hour.
It is. It's so fucking long, man.
are you going to free play?
No.
Boo!
Boo.
Yeah. Sorry. But no. Well, no, I won't even be in town. Or wait, no. No, I will not. I'll be in Germany.
Boo.
There's a. That's all it's gonna do is tick down. How long do we get? Damn it! Instructions.
Bow, bow.
Are you just starting the timer over every time you do that?
I couldn't tell you.
Hey,
All
look. Shit comes with a Coke straw.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a dual-purpose timer. If you hold it down. Oh, it's those kind of talking pictures.
Ah.
It's got movie music. Ah.
Come in and rent the latest Buster Keaton movie.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a different pace. And I think it like goes longer or something.
This is the slow, sad version of the previous button press.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The end.
Welcome. You've got mail.
We should record. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Goodbye.
Holy
That's my
hell!
fault.
How is it?
Because I got here so late.
Oh, oops!
Yeah, I know.
I had no idea it was that late.
Bleh.
Bleh.
Bleh. Oh, I should retweet your tweet.
RT is appreciated. Oh my god, why is this such a piece of shit?
I think you know.
Because it came from Blockbuster.
Oh.
I'm surprised you don't open it up. It's just not just a tin of popcorn.
It's hula! Bleh! Or
More
some
like-
expired tweets.
More like hula.
If Blockbuster was still around, could you imagine how many Funko Pops
That's
those
all it would be.
motherfuckers
It would
sell?
just be fucking Funko Pops. They might have a section of movies.
They just
not
have
on
only way-
Netflix. Bleh.
They'd have the videos like next to the Funko Pops that go with it.
Right, exactly, yeah.
That would actually be decent marketing. I mean,
Actually, no.
terrible.
They wouldn't do that. There would be an edict from corporate that they couldn't do that. Because they're fucking stupid. They always were.
Yeah. You tell them, Chuck.
Obviously, Chuck is an ex-Blockbuster employee.
No, I know how all these stores went down because I frequented Movie Stop, and Movie Stop became half
Stop.
Funko Pops, and then it went away.
Funko Pop.
And now FYE in the mall is nothing but fucking Funko Pops, and it's going to die. They tried to sign me up for their rewards thing over the weekend, and I was like, "You're not going to be here in 3 months."
Wow. Look at you just walking through the retirement home, shutting people down.
I give no fucks anymore. Like, you work at the fucking mall.
I'm going to be nice to you. You're going to be dead in a few minutes anyway. Fuck you.
Yeah. Why don't you just give him your Jello?
I
You're
just
gonna
came
make
from
it till
Sears.
tomorrow.
That store's on fire.
Oh, Sears. I'm back.
Put on
In
your
my own
Sunday
ears.
best. We're going to Sears.
All right, let's light this Rockula.
Yep.
Are we recording?
We are.
Cool.
Bleep, bleep.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Yes.
Ooh.
Spooky edition.
Ah.
Episode 487.
Ooh, that's a spooky number.
Sure. It is. And I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Hey, that's Mackie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh my
here.
God! What? It's a ghost.
I'm still on the show.
Yeah.
I am not
Ghost.
dead.
You made it just for the very end of Rocktober.
October.
Rocktuber.
Yeah. Rocktober, sorry. my mistake.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's both.
But you know what?
What?
Yeah,
What we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is
I know, but tell the people at home.
we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie.
Please.
Then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. And then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 Jacksons and Robot Jocks.
Robot
Jocks!
Robot
Yeah.
Jocks.
Robot Jocks.
That's a
Not
good
very spooky, but
movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if they're bad movies, doesn't stay away. They get the negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags isn't giant bags of trash.
Oh, spooky trash.
Boo.
Yes.
Boo is in
Boo.
Right.
As in bad.
Yeah. Boo.
not boo is in spooky.
Right.
Correct.
Boo isn't heckling.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I alluded to, we are wrapping up Rocktober.
Yeah.
Rocktober the 2nd.
Raptober.
Raptober.
Mm.
It's Raptober.
Yeah.
Yeah, by watching 1990s Rockula.
Uh-huh.
It's a thing.
Rockula.
Rockula is a movie.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Rockula.
Would you like a somewhat
Yes.
inaccurate
Oh,
plot summary
yeah.
that I'm
Yeah,
going to read from
that plot
IMDb?
summary is wrong.
It's tradition, and you don't fuck with tradition.
Okay, well, just get angry, not at me, for reading the thing that I didn't write.
No,
Here
we
you go.
never are.
Yeah, you are. A young vampire cannot lose his virginity because of a curse imposed upon him centuries ago.
I don't think that's right.
That is wrong.
I don't believe
Harlow,
that
why
for
did
a
you give
minute.
us all this wrong information?
Uh-huh.
He's very old.
Harlow, yes.
Yes, very, very old. Not as old as Chuck, but pretty old.
Getting there.
Getting up
Yeah,
there.
I'm catching up.
Yeah, one day.
Because I'll be dead.
Oh.
And then your
Oh, that explains
your number
everything.
will be the only one going up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Rockula. None of that was right.
He's a vampire and he's centuries old.
Okay.
I believe he may be a virgin.
Maybe, possibly.
He
I
mentions
mean,
it a few times.
This October, the 400-year-old virgin.
It could be actually completely accurate, but that's not the driving force of this curse?
He says it in the movie.
Does he? He specifically says, "Hey, I'm a virgin."
Yes.
Okay.
His-
All right. Well, then what's the problem with the thing then?
We didn't
I
know
don't
it was
know. I
because of
already
the
forgotten.
curse.
He's not a young vampire.
It's not that he can't lose his virginity because of a curse.
Yeah, he totally can.
can't lose his
bone anybody he
virginity
wants.
because he's a nerd that lives at home with his mom.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Sure. Fine.
His name's Ralph.
Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's played by a BMFcast alum,
Yeah.
Dean Cameron
Oh, right.
of Ski School and Summer School from BMFcast Extra.
I'm ready to declare that I like Dean Cameron. I appreciate him.
He's all right.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. See if it pays off.
He's a one-man show, I'll say that.
Yes, he is.
He actually works in this.
Okay.
He plays two roles in this. He
Yes.
plays himself and his mirror self.
He is his object of his affection is Tawny Foray of Convict 762.
Right.
If you remember, we've actually watched that. We did
Did
not
we?
like Convict 762.
I've seen it on a list. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Yeah,
Space chicks do something.
yeah, something or other.
It's from the same director.
Yeah, Luca Bercovici.
That
He was also the director of
wonderful.
Ghoulies.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Sorry.
His most famous direction,
Bercovici.
Ghoulies,
that was
Yeah.
great.
but
Ghoulies.
also Convict 762
Yes, he eventually made Convict 762.
with
I
that
remember
lady.
nothing about Convict 762.
It was bad. We didn't like it. And also Richard Zumwalt from Over the Top, Liberty and Bash, and Disorderlies.
Yeah, you missed a big BMFcast alum.
Was that the wrestler dude?
Literally big, yes. Yeah.
Does he have an IMDb picture?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. He plays.
okay.
He plays Boom
Chuck
Boom
tends to
in
skip
this.
those.
Yes. He plays the Boom Boom.
If he was 20 down on the cast list, I had given up.
Also, I feel like Tony Cox, even though he's in it for a second, like he had to be in a BMFcast movie somewhere,
Probably sure.
right?
Yeah.
I
In-
think-
in a small role.
I think so, but
Yeah,
I couldn't
alright.
tell you. I don't feel like looking through the list either.
Yeah, no, because it's all like disaster movie and all that shit.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. His Dean Cameron, his mom is played by Tony Basil.
Uh-huh.
Or Basil.
Basil.
I believe it's
I mean-
Basil.
Well, I
Tony
mean,
Basil.
is she British,
Tony.
or did she just like say I'm going to?
I do believe it's Basil.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I.
Tony Basil.
Yes.
No, she was born in Pennsylvania. so-
Basile. So it's
Tony
Basile.
Basil. Either way,
She's in it.
she's his mom, and another musician, Thomas Dolby, is I guess the girlfriend's ex-boyfriend.
He's the foil, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, if there's a bad guy in the movie, it's him.
sure. But he's the best guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It kind of makes me wish that Thomas Dolby had done more movies.
Yeah.
He's good at this movie.
He has surprisingly good comedic timing.
And also him being in this movie made me wish that there was more Thomas Dolby in the soundtrack. There's only one Thomas Dolby song. Every other song sounds like a Thomas Dolby fever dream, but
Yeah.
there's
They were
only
just trying
one-
to impress Thomas
right.
Dolby.
There's only one track that's actually his.
Yeah.
I'm amazed we didn't watch this during 1990 year.
And
It had to have been on the short list, right?
yes, although I think either the Blu-ray was about to come out or the copy that was out was bad, and I was just like, you know what, we'll just wait. We had so many powerful choices during 1990 year.
Oh yeah, nothing but hits that year.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Hey, don't you dare besmirch Dragon Fight.
I'm not. I mean, that was
Time
one of the
Barbarians.
hits. But for that, there was probably 48 other like, why are we watching these?
Hey,
things?
man.
We would have never watched Dragon Fight had
That's
it not
true.
been for 1990
That's true.
year. So Rockula died so that we could Dragon Fight.
So that our Dragon Fight could live. All right.
Oh,
Oh.
there's another
What?
another alum.
What? Really?
Susan Tyrell was in Forbidden Zone.
Was she?
Yes, that's right.
I swear to God, I looked at her list.
No,
okay.
was
I wasn't here for Forbidden Zone, so
So
Forbidden
you
Zone.
just shut it out of your head.
Yeah,
Dodged
mine
a
just,
bullet.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
come into my brain.
This has some parallels with Forbidden Zone and these other like absurd movies in sort of its like frenetic nature and wild fantasy scenes. But to my delight, this was 100% better than Forbidden Zone can ever be. I apologize to all of you people who love Forbidden Zone who are wrong, but
Ooh,
Forbidden
wrong.
Zone is trash.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think over the years, I mean, I know we're not talking about Forbidden Zone, but it came up, so I'm going to say this.
Okay.
The whole Tim Burton tribe related people to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a tryhard. And
Okay.
when he was starting off, he had to try even harder.
Mm-hmm.
And so at least it's become palatable try hard. And at least, like, in that early stage, it was like, no. Like, I mean, I know it's not Tim Burton directly, but I mean, it's like the Danny Elfman. It's that whole like Hot Topic goth thing. It's just like it's super try hard, and that's what Forbidden Zone's problem is.
All right.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think about Rockula?
what do I think about Rockula?
Man,
It's
you got to be in the right mood for Rockula.
yeah. I mean, it starts off strong because you got an animated opening,
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
a good animated
Yeah.
opening.
Really good.
and it's like, oh shit, what are we about to walk into? And then it doesn't quite deliver on that because I mean, we were pretty ecstatic when this thing was starting because it's a Stark Grovey Rockula song.
First 15 minutes were dicey.
Yeah.
I felt like at any point someone could have.
I mean, it was like
Hit the gong.
the intro lyrics were like, I'm gonna rock you, I'm gonna rock you, la.
La.
Yeah. And it's
Yep.
And it's as I think BJ said, it's basically every musical genre crammed together in this song.
Yeah, that
It's-
intro. Oof.
It's like calypso, blues, funk,
Ska.
like early '90s hip hop beats.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Well,
it's
that's the soundtrack.
yeah.
Yeah. It's very 1990. That's for damn sure.
So, yeah, I would say it's more enjoyable than Forbidden Zone because that's just a no-brainer. I mean, we threatened to give that a new lowest rating ever type thing, so it doesn't really get any more anti our wheelhouse than Forbidden Zone. So this is inherently better just because most things are. But yeah, it's. I
Man,
think I think what's going in its favor is that it's self-aware and also low budget in a charming way, because it's right off the bat it's a canon movie. It's one of the last canon movies. It's among the last batch
Yeah.
of canon movies, and
In fact, this was a canon movie where one of them was already gone.
right. So, so you set us up high with the canon logo, and then this animated opening, and then the movie starts, and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
When you meet Dean Cameron, and he's just, as we said, he's a lovable loser, and he's just kind of
Talking to himself in the mirror.
right. I don't
Yeah,
think
he-
that comes up right away. I feel like he's just like, well, what am I gonna do? And I mean, is it like
no,
first
it
scene
comes
he goes,
up pretty quickly.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Because he spends some time with his mom being weird.
Yeah.
And she looks at herself in the mirror and she's like, oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah, because he asks her how she always does her makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And she says practice. And she's weird.
Yeah.
Like mom's weird.
yeah,
She's a
it's
weird
She's
mom.
a fun weird.
Tony
Oh, sure,
Basil
yeah.
really leaning into like crazy vampire lady.
Yes.
I think that's what I appreciate about this movie is everybody just fucking goes for it in
Yeah.
this movie. There's nobody who's like,
There's no shame.
yeah, there is no shame in anyone, and they are asked to do some shit that like you got to be
Right.
on board or you're out.
Yeah. Bo Diddley is in this movie. I don't know if we mentioned that, but
Yeah.
Bo Diddley is in this movie, and in like the first scene, he's sitting in this bar, like his local bar that Ralph hangs out with his friends, and he's just like riffing on the guitar a little
Yep.
bit, and then Ralph starts to tell his friends about this story, I guess, because he hasn't been through this with them yet.
But it's basically bartender lady who tells the entire backstory.
I just really, it is that he talks to his reflection like right away because the movie starts with him playing the organ.
Yeah.
And it's at first
Oh,
he's
yeah.
rocking out like true Dracula style,
Yeah.
like he's fucking awesome on it. And then it's like then he can't play chopsticks, and he just keeps getting worse at it. And then his reflection himself, because we have the bit where his mom interrupts, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't have I don't have a reflection anyway. I'm going out by, and walks around like, look, I like to fuck. I'm an older vampire. And like, I don't know. She's just like she's always wearing like revealing clothes and stuff, and just like anyway, I'm going out to find a man.
Yeah.
Later, and so then he starts talking to his reflection self, and we're basically reminded the whole like first 10 minutes of this movie is basically like, hey, we're gonna drill the plot of this movie into your head because
Yeah.
we're gonna say it a whole bunch of times.
Well, one thing I really appreciate about this like intro scene where they're, 'cause I just remembered how it works. They're like zooming in and it's dark and dramatic, and you can see like the cape hanging off of his shoulders, and he's rocking out to fucking Dracula music. and then he starts fucking up, and then quickly turns around, and you can see like his reflection, and it's just Dean Cameron instead of what you expect to be like fucking awesome vampire dude.
Right.
That's all like Dracula up.
Now, there's, 2 or 3 commentary tracks on this Blu-ray?
Interviews.
Interviews? Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like a commentary track. I thought it actually...
Yes.
But anyway,
Oh wait, no, there's
are commentaries?
There's 2 interviews and a commentary track.
the one thing, and I mean, I'm sure I could probably look this up a lot easier than watching the entire commentary, is I assume, because this is low budget, that it was obviously just a body double.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
But I mean, I like the fact that they went to the trouble to like reverse print everything.
Yep.
Like he's got a Transylvania University T-shirt on that's like established in like 1691 or some shit. But then his mirror image has like a reverse print of that shirt, and every time they actually go through the trouble of like every time there's something reversed, they've got it written reversed, and it's kind of weird because it's like, okay, obviously that's a lot easier than like doing some kind of like green screen flip the film thing, but also it's like, is it though? Because you got to build double the set, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
You know, Canon had people working
I'm pretty
cheap.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's practical. You know, every reflection bit, but it's well done. Like it's
And there's only, well, I guess there's a lot, but not that many. There's 4 mirror sets, I think.
I mean, there's a decent number because like there's
Maybe
the one in
5.
his room, there's the one by the organ, there's like,
They're all small, though.
like
so.
some in a bathroom.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
several
at the club.
bathrooms.
Yeah, there's the
a
funhouse mirror.
there's the
one.
funhouse
Oh, yeah,
mirrors,
funhouse
yeah.
mirrors.
dressing
yeah.
room.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he pops up frequently. But anyway,
I do like how they've got this set up to where he can run behind the set to another mirror, because the stand-in is talking to Dean Cameron, and then he walks away from a mirror and walks in front of another one, and Dean Cameron has run over there to be the reflection in that one also. There's some clever low-budget filmmaking going on.
It's surprisingly good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well-
mean, like, you're looking at it and you're like, I see how you did this, but good job anyway.
Yeah, and I mean it. Maybe I'm reaching, but it gave also like me the vibe, like the American Werewolf in London, where it's like David and Jack talking to each other throughout the movie. It's kind of, I feel like that's kind of what they're going for there, where it's
yeah,
the one
absolutely.
guy being like antagonistic towards the other one, and nobody else knows that he's there.
Yeah,
but-
well, because his mirror self is like the slick, cool, put together guy who's just like, look, I've got this shit figured out. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why are you such a nerd? And why can't you ever do this? Because, and we should probably get to the actual plot because they drill it, like I said, they drill it into your head. A whole bunch of the beginning is basically in 16 blah 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 blah. Like he was born and then like met a girl. They fell in love and like he was already a vampire. Like before he could marry her and turn her into a vampire so they could live for in eternity. She was murdered by a pirate, and he now has this curse sort of thing that like every 22 years she's born again, and he gets to he will meet her like a week before she's going to be murdered. And
well, I believe he meets her on Friday the 13th.
oh yeah, so 2 weeks, give
Yeah.
or take, a little
Yeah.
more than 2 weeks.
And he has to stop her from dying on Halloween.
Yeah. And so like this happens every 22 years, and he's never managed to do it. This is attempt number 19 that's about to happen, I believe they say.
Yeah, but at this point, he's just like, I don't even want any part of it.
Yeah, he's just like,
I don't want to be in. I
can't
just
do it. So I just
Yeah.
rather than like
It's like I
have my
fail
heart
every time.
broken again, I'll
Yeah.
just ignore it and not even meet her. So and of course like he's saying this, and the reflection's like, dude, you've got to like, I'm trapped in here basically,
Yeah.
because you won't do this. So he's like, it's this antagonistic version of himself who's like macking on ladies and all this kind of stuff. And
He's even got ladies in the mirrorverse.
yeah, right, yeah. And so, and his mom's, of course, like, you're going to do it, right? Yeah, I know what time it is anyway.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, he goes to the bar, and this is where we meet Bo Diddley and the bartender from Forbidden Zone.
She's
yeah.
Her name is Chuck.
yes.
Chuck
And
the
she
bartender.
likes
And there's also
fuck.
just another dude who just like like he's telling the story of like the fleshed out version of the story as it happened, and he's correcting a little details. And Chuck the bartender, who's a lady by the way, is just going like, don't care, just like
Yeah,
he's-
whatever.
yeah. But eventually, yeah, he tells the story of like how it all happened, and it's very specific because it's like it was a pirate that killed her with a ham bone, as in like a pig's bone.
Yep.
And had a
Rhinestone
bejeweled.
peg leg.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't rhinestones, but a bejeweled peg leg.
And
don't
it's just going to happen every time.
Yeah.
It's oddly specific. But he finishes the story and like leaves the bar.
Yeah.
Bo Diddley says that man really has the blues.
Yep.
And then immediately upon leaving the bar, he gets hit by a car which is driven by
Mona.
Yeah.
Mona.
Well, he basically ends it with, "I'm just going to go lock myself in my room, not come out till October or Halloween." Like
Yeah.
I can't meet her, or you can't save her, and all that, and gets hit by a car, and it's her. So,
Yeah. Tawny Foray.
Mona.
And he loses his hat.
He does.
He's like, "You stay away from me, because otherwise we're gonna go out and
We're gonna fall in love, and then you get married,
Yeah,
and
then you're gonna die."
I got to do this all again.
And he kisses her and then leaves.
Which
And
is the
she's
kiss
just-
of death.
And she's
Or
just trying to
something, I don't know.
she's like, wait, what?
She was like, "That's dumb, but wait, his hat. I now have his hat. I will think about him a lot."
Yeah, and she's a musician.
Yeah.
She's in a band.
She is in a band.
Mona and the band.
Right.
Okay, this is the point where we get to. This is a musical.
What?
Lot of musical numbers in here.
Oh.
Your two lead characters can't sing.
Not at all. They're both terrible.
Yep.
They're not terrible. They're better than me.
She kind
Well,
of.
yeah, but you're worse than terrible.
Yeah. See, the thing is, like,
You're atrocious.
she kind of went to like the Taylor Dane school of singing, where it's like, just sing loud
Uh-huh.
and it'll work. Just shout everything, and it doesn't.
No.
Doesn't. She's bad.
And the songwriting, even like the songs kind of try to help her by being very simple and allowing her to just do the sing loud thing. But she's still all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
that's going to be a no from me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe she has like a
She's
number.
got like that Sheryl Crow. I don't know pitch.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I'm
I
gonna sing anyway.
I believe she had like a number, and then we're introduced to the Thomas Dolby like boyfriend, whatever situation.
Ex-boyfriend.
Just saying like he's around.
Well,
He's like a...
he shows his tape of his new commercial.
Oh, he's her manager,
Okay.
and he's an eccentric mortuary owner, according to Wikipedia.
That's true.
It is correct.
He comes in with some Asian gentlemen who are setting up some equipment, and then they play his tape.
Oh, that's right. She never actually gets to do music. They're just
No.
in the studio,
Yeah.
like going to do music.
Because she has an assistant who's like a little Mia Wallace Pulp Fiction lady who I don't even know what her name is.
I
but-
was thinking Edna Mode, but
Yeah, I was about to say the Incredibles lady. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, she's just hanging around in the background. But yeah, so they set up his TV in a VCR and put it in his tape, and we watch his latest mortuary commercial, which goes on for like 7 minutes. It's this universe doesn't understand that commercial spots don't run that long, but it's just him rattling off ridiculous things about his mortuary company.
Well, I think the first one was like musical style, I believe.
Well, the
'cause-
first one was more like come out to Crazy Eddie's
Yeah.
mortuary type thing.
Oh, that's right. Because the second one was where he had dancing girls and him
Yes.
dancing. Yeah, okay. But yes, that's the first. We see her life and whatever. That's all well and good. And I believe he falls asleep and has a weird dream about the whole thing again.
It's a music video / clips from future scenes /
Yeah.
clips from that scene.
But whatever, he has a dream or whatever, or a music video montage, and is like, "Oh, I'm so wrong. I gotta go see her."
Yeah.
and basically goes back to the bar and is like, "She's a musician. How hard can she be to find?" And
She's in a band.
yeah, so he just
Not like now when there's only like one band.
there is
Yeah,
yeah.
just one.
It's just a polyphonic spree. They've taken
No
over
more bands.
everybody.
There's no bands anymore.
Okay.
But in 1990, as someone correctly points out, there are 13,000 bands
Right.
in the Tri-Cities area.
tri-state area,
Oh,
to be
okay.
fair.
Oh,
to be
fine.
fair.
But yes, it's just a montage of him running around musicians and like
Talking to hair
Well, it's
metal
just like
people
he's
on
like
the street.
obviously going like she's about this tall.
Yeah.
Like she's got hair.
She's a lady.
She's named Mona.
You seen her?
Anyone? Yeah.
And
All
they're
right.
like, nah.
yeah.
But he talks to these bands for a while.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't find enough bands to make it a diverse montage.
Yeah.
So he just stands and talks to them for like 45 seconds, and they're all like, "Nah, man."
Yeah, but eventually that's when he talks to himself while walking by funhouse mirrors, where his alter ego complains when he's in the short one, and then has to show him his dick when he's on the one that stretches the bottom half of his
Well, they're
body.
even doing like when he's in the long, stretchy mirror. It's like he's got a deep voice. And
Yeah.
then, oh, I'm over here. I don't like this mirror. You know.
Yeah. Well, I do
It's a
like
nice
that
touch.
because they have him walking back and forth in front of them.
Yeah.
Or at least his body double walking back and forth. It
But yes, the long version of him is like, hey, wait, I wonder.
Yeah, and he whips out his dick.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they inserted a sound of it hitting the ground.
There was a thwap
Yeah.
sound.
I mean,
As-
There was
as-
a zip thwap.
As you do.
It's usually reserved for Spider-Man, but zip flap flap. But
Yeah, and regular Dean Cameron's like, put that thing away.
yeah, but eventually someone just like walks by and goes slap with a.
Well, he goes,
a
yeah,
flyer.
you know it'll happen. Either it's going to happen or it's not. It's going to be destiny if it does.
Yeah.
And that's when someone smacks the
So smacks a flyer right on the
Mona
big ear.
at Hell Club.
Hell Club.
Yeah, so we go to Club Hell or Hell Club, and
Hell Club.
it's not. It doesn't live up to its name. It seems
No.
like an okay place. It's just it's a mildly gothy bar because like the stage has bars, like, and not like
It's only for that number. Because she's
Yeah.
singing
Oh,
about
that's
being
true.
caged.
That's true,
The
yeah.
bars are specifically for this one
okay.
song.
So they have a drop down set of bars,
Sure.
and they're wide bars, like you could easily walk through them. It's not like prison
They're
bars.
just for visual effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yes.
But later in the song, like, dudes climb the bars and then just go up into the sky. Like, they never come back down again.
They fired man back down. They did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Some
yes,
of them went up to the upstairs
yes,
bar.
she sings a song about being caged.
Yes.
And
Let me out,
and
let me
he's
free.
in the audience, and then they lock eyes, and she stops the song, but the song keeps going.
That is the only one of her numbers that I actually like. I would like to hear it sung by somebody who is worth a shit
It's
musically.
probably because she was gyrating on the bars.
No, I like the song itself.
All
It's
right.
weird, but
Okay.
I liked it.
I go. I'll
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yes, they lock eyes.
We all
and
got our thing.
the lip syncing, kept happening because or stopped happening, but the song kept going. I mean, we're led to believe it's the backup band continuing to sing the part, but it sounded the same whether or not she was joined in or not. But yeah, she pauses for a minute, sees him, and it's just, now all of a sudden she's in love with him for some reason
Because she has his hat.
yeah. So show's over.
Well, it's also because she has vague memories of
Right.
the past lives.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're creeping in. So it's backstage, it's the classic 80s, early 90s thing of like we played one song, this grand number, and that's it. Thank you, good night. But so like
Also,
there's-
like many of these movies and musicals and the like, it's just
yeah.
one and done.
But there's a line of people, I guess, waiting to meet her or get an autograph or whatever, and she's just like, "Fuck all y'all," and walks down the line to see him.
Yep.
And Thomas Dolby does interrupt,
Oh, yeah.
and he's just like, "Maybe we'll see you again." Okay, bye. Yeah.
Well, he takes her away, and then the Club Hell manager comes over and is like,
Literally throws him out.
hello, nerd.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
And he goes flying into some garbage.
Yeah. As you do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And is it the next night?
Well, he dropped that he in the short time that they actually conversed is that, oh yeah, I'm a musician too, and I have.
That's right. It's
She was
that
like,
he's-
"Do you have a band?" And she's like, "Yes." And do you play?
Yeah.
He's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, we play.
Yeah, he freaks out when she
And-
starts asking
yeah.
him questions
When
and
she
starts
when
making shit up.
when the Dolby's dragging her away, like it's like he's like, maybe I'll see you in a band, your band sometime.
Uh-huh.
And then of course he just the very next or he goes back and is like, man, why did I say I was in the band? Hey, why don't I start a band?
Yeah.
And then we have band montage.
Literally the three other people from the bar, one of which is an actual musician.
Yes.
Right. Who gets the least action in the not action, but the least band action is Bo Diddley, and he's the only actual musician in the group. And
God, they put him in some ridiculous.
Well,
He's
yes.
such a
They put
good
everybody-
sport.
Yes,
fucking
because
ridiculous
once again,
costumes.
this movie loves its dumb montages. Because as soon as he's like, "Wait, I can start my own band," then they have a montage of it's the trying on clothes montage, except they're trying out a band look.
Yeah, and there's nobody there to cut to shaking their head disapprovingly.
No, they're all just like,
don't know.
mariachis. I don't know, spandex. I don't, whatever.
Three
We don't-
Amigos,
Yeah.
barbershop quartet. I don't know.
and they settle on all of it basically.
Kind of, yeah. They
never
just
really
all pick one.
Yeah, they never really show what they settled on because it's right on to the very next day that he has assembled the band. They've apparently learned a song and gotten good enough or have enough sway to go to Hell Club.
Look,
and
in the early '90s, all you needed was
a gimmick. Just,
yeah, you needed 30 seconds of a demo.
Well, they had flyers.
well,
They also had flyers.
I mean, but but he's immediately booked a show at Hell Club.
It could be open mic night.
Okay, but he's made up a flyer,
Yes.
gone to her house, snuck it in her door, rang the doorbell, and ran.
Mm-hmm.
And so of course she's like, "Oh, Rockula, okay, it's a place I go all the time anyway, so I guess I'll go."
Yeah.
Might as well
I
just
sing there.
It doesn't
I guess
doesn't
I'll
have
be there.
It doesn't have his picture or anything. She's just like, "Oh, okay, yeah.
Rockula.
Yeah, it's
huh?
got a little cartoon Dracula, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Dracula.
Lots of little Draculas.
Little Draculas.
But yeah, so she goes to the show and he comes out and she's like, "Oh, it's him."
Mm-hmm.
And the most notable thing about this is like it's a song about being Rockula, and
Which is
All his songs are about
sure
being
they all are,
yeah.
but I mean, and this is the first one of them. But the thing to note here is his costume.
Yes.
He's got all right.
He's wearing. So I'm looking at a picture of it.
Okay.
Like, he's wearing basically his normal outfit, which is like
kind of a sport coat,
slacks, belt, black shirt, and a sport coat, like a long sport coat. That's kind of like a duster link sport coat. But instead of having regular sleeves, hanging from his sleeves is like a bunch of satin batwing shaped, and it says ROC on the right one, and then he's got a K in the middle of his shirt, and then ULA on the left one.
Yep.
That's Rockula for those of you who have difficulty spelling.
Yeah, I feel like the K but belt buckle was what really nailed the.
Yeah, it wasn't quite a belt buckle. It was like on his stomach, but it is
It was like a Letterman T-shirt.
that just
Oh, I thought it was actually a belt buckle.
Nope.
No,
No,
Okay.
it was just on his
just-
shirt.
made me bust out laughing. I could not help but giggle every time I saw the Rockula outfit.
Yeah, that's kind of the highlight of this song. It's just that he's wearing that, and she's like, "Oh, hey, it's them," and people go fucking nuts for this song. And it's
Women are climbing on stage trying to grab him.
it's not real good. Like it's almost like a spoken word thing with some music kind of trying to happen behind him. I mean,
Kind
because
of like this one too.
It's all right.
really, because this
It's
is the one that
alright.
never.
It's
I
alright.
always felt like it was dancing around being a song. Like he's just kind
Yeah,
of like.
but it's kind of fun.
Well, it's his first night. He only had a day to put
it's
this
like
together.
I'm introducing that I am Rockula to all of you, and yes, all of the rest of his songs are that. But this is the movie and the song both introducing Rockula
Yeah.
to you.
Look, I buy it when Elton
Rock 'em.
John gets on stage for the very, very first time and puts on an amazing show. Not fucking Rockula. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, it'd be fine if like the song existed and it was enough for him to go like, oh, okay, that's him and her, and the club owner's like, well, that wasn't bad. Maybe you can do better next time. But the people going ape shit. That's what I'm like. That's where I draw the line. I'm
Okay,
like,
yes, I do not buy people going ape shit, but
But okay, so look, here's the whole thing about the premise, the title, the Rockula part of this movie. He does this so that he can get into her good graces so that they can be together, which works after the first song. Like, after this, they are together.
Yes.
He keeps performing,
well, why wouldn't you? People fucking love Rockula.
but he doesn't give a shit.
if you're
It's like
Rockula,
it's like he
alright.
has a duty. It's
he
like
reinvents himself each and every show.
I know, but it's like, what is he doing it for?
maybe he thinks he has to keep things going. Maybe he doesn't.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just
Maybe
saying
they're
it's
paying
just
him a bunch of
for the
money.
art.
I'm just saying it's so strange that he creates this persona and this band to do a thing. The thing is immediately accomplished, and then he just keeps doing the thing anyway.
Listen.
For no reason. It doesn't serve the plot. It
Well,
doesn't
Limp
serve.
Bizkit still did a bunch of stuff after
Yeah.
the first time they went on stage and said we're Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, they were like, we dropped
Yeah.
Nookie, and that should have been enough for you fucks.
Yeah, Chuck.
You're right. I didn't think
Maybe
of,
Rockula had that
They're
rap
like-
song in
they're
his
like,
heart.
Perhaps
where
perhaps
he's
we
the
did it.
DJ, I'm the vampire.
Perhaps perhaps
had to
we
tell
did
the
do
world
this more
this.
than just the Nookie. Yeah.
They did.
I didn't think about the Limp Bizkit factor. I apologize.
Yeah.
I take back my criticism.
Yeah. Yeah. But he plays another song where he fucking raps.
Yeah, we were going to get to that.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
What else is there in between?
The music video.
Oh, is that in between or is that after?
I think it's before the rap video.
Either way, they're
No,
together.
the music video happened right towards the end because that's
Yeah.
when he.
Well, no, don't they have a date immediately after? No, so after the show, after the Rockula performance, the debut.
Yeah, they go on
they-
they go on a brief.
He
date.
walks her home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
kisses
they're
her on
like,
the cheek.
next day we're gonna do a date. So the next day they do a date,
Right.
and they go to a museum, and he's talking about about the artist from the museum, and she's like, "How did you know that?" And he's like, "Well, I was there. I mean, I wasn't there. I mean, I read it in art class." And then they get a shitty caricature of Rockula and Tawny Not-Katane, and is that when it starts to rain?
No, because I
No.
believe that leads into her music video debut / going to dinner with mom, and that was later. Like they went on like
But doesn't
they went on like a successful date first. It didn't end all
Yeah.
weird.
okay.
Yeah, it's a
all
fine date. She kisses him on the cheek, and he goes home.
That's
and
the
then
first day.
Yeah, and then his alter ego's pissed at him because he didn't.
He didn't get any.
Yeah.
Poontang.
Yes.
The smooch on the cheek was from the walking her home,
Right.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the date was the next day,
Yeah.
and I thought
Yeah.
the date went into
It does. But the
After he
date
did the
morphs,
rap song.
morphs into the music
video.
Yeah.
I don't know when he does the rap song, but
He does the rap song
It's
in
random.
between.
It just doesn't matter.
I thought
No, it matters, Chuck.
Okay, listen.
Because one guy is the DJ and he is the vampire.
that is correct.
Okay, look. At one point, he performs a musical number called Rapula,
Yes.
where he raps, and it's
What does he tell people?
well, I believe you've set that.
He's the DJ. I'm the vampire.
Right. He says that a lot. Bo Diddley is on stage going along with it.
it should
But,
also be noted the
man-
whole thing is shot at like 2 frames a second,
Yeah.
like on purpose.
Yeah, they've cut out half the frames to make it jerky.
More than that.
I did ask if the player was broken or if this is actually the movie.
It literally is about 2 or 3 frames a second.
Okay. So I think they go on their rainy day date after the rap number.
Yeah, I thought the Rapula happened because they briefly broke up. Because there was a point where she was like,
They broke up after he tells her
"Yeah, that's true."
he's a vampire.
Yeah,
This is just part of the wooing I have
Yeah,
to
no, you're right. Yeah, the Rapula was just like, "Hey, fuck it. I mean, I got
another one in me. I
Yeah.
gotta get it out.
Yeah, because he does that, and then there's another. Apparently, they do something else because they meet her. The mom shows up backstage, and he was not wearing his rap outfit. He was wearing a normal outfit at that point.
I think he changed his clothes after the
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
the
went to the dressing
Rapula
room.
yeah,
number.
but
Yeah.
but Tony Basile shows up.
Happy Bastille Day,
And-
everybody.
Because she's told him, like, hey, I'm so glad you finally are back with her. I want you to bring her over. You know, we need to talk to her about everything. And he's like, not yet. Bad idea. Let's hold off on that.
And of course, she's
No.
like, "Great, dinner sounds good."
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And
she's like, yeah, but
what about Thursday?" He's like, "Oh, we can't. You have your your music video debut." And she's like, "We can go after." He's like,
Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Meanwhile, the mom has met with Thomas Dolby at some point because he is continually getting more and more pissed off that Dean Cameron's hanging around with the woman he wants to be with but is not.
"Yeah," and she's playing
And-
a fortune teller.
Yeah, she pretends to be a fortune teller, keeps putting a little fan in front of her face as if no one is going to realize who it is.
no idea.
Yeah. And basically tells him,
Just gives him all the information.
yeah, yes,
You need to be a pirate.
Tells he's a vampire. You have to be a pirate. You have to have the peg leg.
He
You
she
have to hit
basically
her with
says,
the ham bone.
you have to murder her. And he's like, yes, then she'll be mine forever. This is great. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I can
whoa.
melt and stuff her, and she'll be.
Yeah.
Or no, I'll freeze her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's immediately on board with this for some reason.
Yeah, he's totally just like,
Well,
murder
he's-
her.
he's
You're
a-
right.
You know,
He's a crazy
mortuary guy.
mortuist.
Well,
Mortuaryist.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Undertaker.
Yep.
Would you take her?
So they go before they do the whole Thursday night meeting at the mom's house thing.
Yeah.
They go on a date that ends in the rain, and they're kissing in the rain, which it weirdly morphs into a music video where the two of them are trying to find each other among a homeless camp.
Yeah, we don't know it's a music video. I mean, it does become
It is a music
I mean,
video.
it does
Yeah.
become a music video from our eyes because yes, they're kissing in the rain, and all of a sudden it's like he's like, "Bye," and like because she
And is instantly lost.
Well,
He's like,
'cause-
what dimension am
well
I in?
because she leans up against the and it's like, "Oh, that was so nice." What was it's I think the rain's about to stop, and then he's just like, "Phew, bye."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Wait, where'd he go?" And
Yeah.
yes, they go wandering through Hoboville, and it becomes a.
And
I mean, it becomes a musical because for all we know, it's just like now they're singing to us with no pretense of a
well,
stage show.
it works because the other stuff has been shot like music videos were shot. So it kind of fits with the whole, like, it doesn't come out of the blue that they're doing it like this.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
I feel it.
But I'm saying like this is the first time where it's like, okay, nobody is just like randomly singing through the streets
Well, okay, but
Right.
this is
with music.
This
I
is
mean,
why it's extra weird because like they're in the rain and suddenly he's like bye and then they're in a music video. And this music video goes to where they're in a hobo camp and they can't
Yeah.
find each other
Well-
and children get them back together. And then it ends with them walking off in the rain and then you kind of cut to people watching this on
Well,
television.
it ends in a pan out that looks like you're actually watching a CRT TV,
Right.
playing
And
the
it,
video.
and it gives you the little MTV music video information.
yeah.
You know.
And it's like, wait, when did they
Before
film
we get
this?
too far, I want to mention how he gets separated from her.
Okay.
He gets hit by a car and is
Oh,
dragged
right.
along while singing into the windshield
Yes,
of the
that is
car.
correct.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
And then he gets tossed into the hobo camp, and
Yeah.
she has to find him.
Correct. But yes,
Forgot about that
this
part.
just ends at the video watch party,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, that was great." It's like, when the fuck did you film that? Edit it, put it together. What the hell?
This stuff happens really fast in whatever. Also, all of this takes place over from the 19th to the 31st.
Friday the 13th.
Or, yeah, from the
13th to the
13th to the
31st.
31st.
Yeah.
So over 18 days.
It's whirlwind, man.
Yeah, but
Oh,
but it doesn't. They don't portray 18 days happening.
No,
so
it's like
I would
4
assume
days.
that. Yeah.
He spent like 2 weeks of that, like looking for her through all the other rock people.
Yes.
I also want to
And putting together Rockula.
just complain that she receives solo credit for that music video. It is a duet with
You're right.
Rockula. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
it should be Tawny Not Katane and Rockula.
So I'm confused because
and the Rockula.
this is why I think maybe there's 2 weird date music video things that happen.
Okay.
Because there was one that starts with them kissing at her door. It's raining. Then like the whole music video thing happens, and and it's all weird and bizarre. And then they're back at their door, and she's just like, "Wait, what was that?" Like the characters in the movie realize that like a music video just happened. Huh? What?
I am also confused about
do you
this.
remember this? Because
Yes.
like they had a moment of self-awareness of like,
Like, wow, that was crazy.
yeah, well, her more because it's like it's obvious. They keep sort of hinting that he's got the Bela Lugosi vampire hypnosis thing, and like charm powers and things like that, and it's implied after one of these dates with his Flights of Fancy music video thing, and she's just like, "That was wild. What was that?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I don't know."
You're right.
So I don't know. Like I feel like maybe that was that.
Look,
I am
here's the thing. This
confusion.
movie is a collection of scenes.
All right. That's what I mean. It's not important as far as when it came in the movie because
The great date debate.
regardless, the music video that they have crafted in the rain with the hobo camp becomes the music video that they show at this music video debut party with Tommy Stolby and all that.
Yes,
crap.
because then Thomas Dolby is like, "Fuck that noise! Check out my latest commercial spot."
right. And I feel like this didn't happen yet because there was a point in
Wait,
time.
does that scene where they go, "What the heck was that?" Is that the end of the music video?
I feel like
maybe?
it is, and then
that must be the end of the music video.
No.
But I mean, there is a point where he's. I guess it's after they go to have dinner with the mom. I think it is because they have the music video debut party. He interrupts it basically with like, "Here's a whole bunch of my new commercials for these new crazy coffins that I've invented."
Yes.
Which is just
Hold on.
yeah.
Fucking gold.
This has to be talked about.
Oh,
because
I'm not
it
skipping
fucking-
over it. I'm
I
just
know.
saying.
I'm just
Gold.
saying this is the best scene
Sure.
in the movie because they've got goofy things for your funeral needs. And one is like, "Oh, you forgot to bring flowers to the grave. Well, put 50 cents in this headstone, and voila!"
Yeah,
And
flowers go
flowers pop
out
up
of the ground.
and he's smell those chlamydias, which is the best line in this movie.
Yeah.
There's also one that has like a talk box button.
Yes.
And it's just like, if you ever get tired or get lonely that you're missing your loved ones, just push this button. And they've just got like Edna from New Jersey. It's just like, you're still drinking, aren't you? And you smell terrible. And you're so fat.
So they bring in this shirtless man in
Yeah.
overalls. Is like, "Well, 3 years
yeah.
ago, my Edna died, and she's still bitching at me."
Yeah.
And then he just like bows.
Yeah. But he's like, I could still feel her disparaging remarks.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then bows and leaves.
And
and then he's like, is the next one the rolling over in your grave one, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he's like, did your departed loved ones like not approve of your lifestyle? Well, you can get this new, and it's like a
rotisserie coffin.
rotisserie coffin. It's
And
like,
I love that they have the thump thump sound in it as
Yep.
it rolls over each side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Attention to detail. That's what
It's-
makes a
it's-
canon film great.
see, here's the thing: is like the first 2 are just good visual gags. It's a coin operated headstone. It's one with a talk box, and then a rotisserie one. So like. And then he's just like smirking his way through this. The last one is kind of dumb because it's like a glass tube. It's basically what ends up
cryo
being,
chamber.
Yeah, it's basically what ends up being his cryo chamber
Yeah.
from later, which is kind of boring as far as to follow it up. But he even sells it with like he does this like comes out from behind a tree. He just like does this like appears on scene like through behind a tree, and it's like
The thing is, it's the same shot.
Yes.
They have just replaced the props in the scene, so they cut to the next shot, and he just pops out from behind this tree that's always been there. He was in the previous shot, and he just pops out like, hey.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he's doing a lot to sell what is like easily not the best visual gag of the bunch, but even he sells it just by kind of like sashaying out from behind the tree.
Thomas Dolby is selling every fucking thing he does in this movie.
Because he's pitching self-help tapes to listen to when you're dead. Like, why not quit smoking now that you're dead?
Yeah, it was his cryo tube, but he was selling it as it's like a meditation chamber. He's like, why don't you better yourself for the afterlife? It's like, learn how to play golf better. Like,
Yeah, couldn't quit smoking? Try while you're dead.
yeah,
It's just fucking...
learn other languages.
Yeah.
So he's got all these like modules.
And Mona at this
By
point
modules,
is just
you mean
like
tapes.
Yeah.
I mean, they were some kind of weird cart things.
Sure.
They were tapes.
Future things.
But Mona's
There right now.
Are we live?
I feel like it's probably just YouTube because that came up awfully fast, but maybe not. Yeah, I think it's just YouTube being YouTubey
okay.
because that's all normal.
All right. Somebody asked, did the stream go out?
I asked, did the stream go out?
No, somebody else
Oh.
did.
Bob from the UK.
Well, it has
also
just gone. It just went out after I did my arm thing.
Oh, did it?
Arlo, what did you do?
Nothing. Decided to use YouTube. Yeah, catch that algorithm. Algorithm.
I guess it's working.
Yeah, I don't know. It's back to green. So
Yeah.
let's just keep going.
Been a little squirrely tonight. Apparently, it's the crappy internet from YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
So-
Tony Basil's been
Yeah, they
messing things up.
yeah. I don't want to undersell the scene because the other thing we're introduced to in this is Boom Boom, who's another one of the best like little side characters in this.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we don't know he's there, so like Tony Basil just like is like there and like being kind of weird, and like I said, like she's kind of spoiling shit. And he's like, "Mom, stop! Don't tell her these things. I haven't talked to her yet."
Well, she's being weird and creepy and
Yeah.
and in her fun way.
Right. But
But-
then like he just kind of explodes through like the kitchen door, like
Well,
wearing an
'cause
apron.
Dean Cameron says, "What's for dinner?" And he says, "Meat
Well,
potatoes."
Yeah, he just
what
like
of it?"
explodes through the door. He's like, "Meat potatoes, what of it?" And then it's like, "Oh, hey, it's what's his face?"
Rick
You're the-
Zumwalt.
Yeah.
That's not what they say.
No, I'm just saying, like he
Boom
says,
Boom.
like,
The great Boom Boom.
yeah, the great boom boom
the
of
legendary Boom Boom.
like, implied that he's, I guess, a wrestler or something. I don't know.
It's like, "Oh, hey,
Yeah.
shake my hand."
Yeah, crunch. Yeah. But
And he-
yeah, he's just kind of like there and not saying much, but just kind of like doing some good visual reacting.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an awkward dinner conversation, sort of.
Yeah, where
again.
she's talking about like she's saying how he might have been the father of the company, but he was as wooden in bed as his teeth.
company,
Or country, whatever.
talking about George Washington.
Yeah, she fucked George Washington.
Yeah.
She made that clear.
And he keeps talking. She keeps saying stuff to Mona, like, obviously she knows Mona because he's seen her 14 and a half times. But she keeps talking to Mona as if Mona knows about this and like, oh,
And
back
Mona's
in 1746.
Like, "Oh, yeah, I'm in on this now." Because
Well,
she's
I think she's
she's
just
just-
like eccentric old lady, whatever.
Yeah,
She's
but it's
confused
weird.
She's old,
and
but-
going along with
Yeah,
it. I think
She's probably like, this woman might kill me if I say the
well,
wrong
the
thing.
weird part has not happened yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say 'cause,
Mona's
like,
gonna get weirded
This is
out
all like
here.
her just like telling stories. She's just like, that's great. Yeah, okay, your mom's crazy. She thinks she fucked George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I believe like introduces her to Boom Boom as like Dean Cameron's fiance or whatever. And he's like, no, we're not. We just
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, but yes, then the true weirdness begins because they're going to be served coffee in the living room, which they have coffee in their hands. So I guess we didn't have to see it getting served. But
Yeah.
Boom Boom walks in, slowly walks over to a Victrola, and like drops a needle, and then somehow has this like long speech planned out from the beginning of the song where he introduces the
It's a
fabulous,
DJ Boom Boom.
yeah, the fabulous incomparable, whatever her name is,
Phoebe.
Phoebe, yeah,
Yep.
and she comes out and does a weird dance to just for them.
Yeah.
And a song.
About the dark and the night and such stuff, and she's half like ballet dancing, half fly girl dancing. I mean, it's like there's weird hip hop, like white people hip hop moves mixed in with like
It's-
traditional ballet moves.
Tony Basil doing Tony Basil stuff.
I'm just saying,
you
it's,
know.
Yeah,
it's
the-
real weird.
Tony Basil.
It was noted in the credits that Tony Basil's choreography was done by Tony Basil.
Sure.
Oh, I wouldn't have known.
I'm just saying it's a strange mix of like obviously she's had some actual ballet classical dance training, and then it's just like okay, then you also watch the how to hip hop dance with that super white lady that's
Yes.
on the internet.
Well, I mean, she was
I mean-
more of a choreographer than a pop star.
sure.
Yeah. And that is kind of Tony Basil's thing, is like dancing strangely white. But
Okay. Yeah, but
Yeah.
just does this whole thing, and like Mona is like at this point is like getting more and more like the fuck is rightly so. Like what the fuck is happening?
Because
And
the song's getting somewhat threatening,
kind
and
of.
and Tony Basil keeps staring at her as she sings.
Oh
it.
yeah. And then eventually she's like, "Oh well, we gotta go. Bye." And as he's walking her home, I believe this is where they stop in the graveyard. He's like, "All right, I gotta tell you, I actually am a vampire." He's like, "I'm 400 years old. All this, da, da, da." And I think her reaction is just like, "Nah."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yes.
"Fine, I'll
check this
show
out."
you.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in a long time. I'm a little rusty. I was never good at it to begin with."
Well, he shows her some stuff. He's like,
Oh,
"You remember
right.
this, right?" And
It's
it's a
music
music
box.
box.
Right.
And she's like, "It seems vaguely familiar." Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, because you owned it in 1918."
yeah, here's a painted picture of you in a locket from the 1700s.
Yeah.
Also, here's a picture of you from like 1910.
Yeah, it's after she's given all of the proof, and then she
Yeah,
just
it's
goes,
just-
yeah, nah.
Well, she actually like throws him on the ground. And she's like, "Nah."
Yeah.
And then finally he's like, "All right, fine."
Check this out.
And attempts to turn into a bat, which just turns.
Is this our first effect of the movie?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, first special effect.
Because he tried to fly out of his house earlier
Oh yeah, and fell on his
and
face.
just fell, but we didn't see anything. And so yeah, he turns into what the end credits call Bat Dork.
Yeah. It's
Accurate.
a little like 2 foot tall thing
Yeah.
that
It-
keeps making what sounds like farting noises.
Yes, whenever it walks, it makes a
moves.
fart noise. Yeah, it was animated in the opening credits. Like we saw this thing
Okay.
in its boxers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
With the trench coat.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it turns into this effect, which is just a little person in some makeup. And then they get away from this quick. They're like, "No, get out of that! No,
Yeah.
no, no!"
Yeah, she loses her shit. She's like, "No, absolutely not." Okay.
Well, he morphs back into a real person, but like without his pants,
Right.
and then it's just like, it's okay. You always have this reaction. Like, this is the 19th time. This is crazy. Like, just get over it. Like, yes, deal with it. I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Don't do all the vampire shit. And then she's just like, yeah, no, too much. Bye. And yeah, they have like crying alone time in their respective rooms. Like he wanders through all the wonderful date places they went. Like goes and stares longingly at the caricature guy.
Yes.
Like it's real weird. Like he's just like. He actually like does this, he's for some reason he's got a new hat now. Like I guess
No,
when
it's his
he's
hat. He got the one back from her.
is it?
Yeah.
Because this one seemed like it had like a way bigger bill
It's
on
the
it.
same one.
But he's just like got this hat pulled down way low, so he's got to tilt his head up to like look at the caricature guy, and it's just like giving this like, oh, I remember we got our caricatures done.
We gave him $1 for that shitty drawing.
Yeah.
This outfit with the hat makes me think of the oh fuck, why did it just go out of my brain? The actor that does all the I'm vaping with a hat on movies.
John Cusack.
John Cusack. Yeah.
Just here
This-
to help.
Thanks. This outfit for some reason like gives me strong John Cusack vaping movie vibes. Like he looks like that in every movie now.
Yeah.
He
Well,
has like a hat and a trench coat and
Black
all-
t-shirt.
I
black
believe
t-shirt.
he specifically had this outfit when he was trying to blend in Grosse Point Blank, like
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
in the background,
Yeah.
like the super big brimmed hat. Just, I'm blending. But yes, he mopes around for a bit. She like lies in a room and then like grabs a suitcase and is like, "Fuck it, I guess I can't." I feel like her reasoning was like, if I leave, I can't get murdered by a pirate or whatever bullshit. I'm just gonna get the fuck out of town. None of this will mean anything.
I don't even think it's about that.
Maybe not, it's
I
just-
think it's more like she's just like, "I'm done with this depression. I'm leaving."
Well, she has a weird dream about the pirates making
Yes.
all her stuffed animals walk the plank.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then wakes up and immediately is
And
like,
just
"Fuck this
throws
shit."
everything in a suitcase and
There are several weird dream sequences in this movie. This is one of them.
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, she just wakes up and is like, "I'm getting the fuck out of town,"
Yeah.
and basically is on an airport shuttle, I guess, to go to her plane, and it breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's just like, "No, the shuttle will be along in a couple of minutes." She's just like, "Oh, God, this is the biggest inconvenience ever." Like, yeah, Mona needed to check her privilege right about fucking here. It's like, I know there's no Uber to call or anything, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like-
You have to wait 10 minutes for another
Yeah,
shuttle.
yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently she's like, "I'm not waiting. I'm just gonna go back and get murdered."
Well, what happens is her suitcase is the one that falls open as the guy's trying to pull stuff out.
Yeah, she sees.
And she sees
The caricature.
the
awful
shitty
caricature.
caricature.
she packed the caricatures.
Yeah.
That was her own fault.
Yeah.
It was her fault. She's like, aw.
Yeah.
Yep. And this makes her come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's just decided, "Hey, man, I'm fucking Rockula."
Yeah, he's
Let's
like,
just
whatever.
keep doing this shit, right?
I got a life to live here, an afterlife to live.
Yeah. I'm not gonna die, so
Yeah. So
So yeah, he just blows into the club wearing full Elvis gear.
No,
No,
that's
that's later?
Much later.
That's
That's the end of the movie.
Oh, that's
no.
shit. I thought that was
no.
okay,
This
No.
is just another number about being Rockula.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Rockula rap. What?
Well, he doesn't even perform. I think he's getting ready to.
Oh yeah, I think he goes to the club and
Yeah,
like
that's
runs
right.
into
He runs into the backup. lady.
the
Robin.
Yeah, Robin.
This is Nancy. I wrote it somewhere, which is a weird last name. I know.
Ferguson?
Nancy Ferguson, who is married to Mark Mothersbaugh,
Right.
who is another weird musician. So there's lots of weird
There-
music connections.
And I
There was-
believe their kid was.
I was
going to
say the mother's ball listed somewhere in the.
It's one of the
credits.
three. Okay, that's what's happening here because Mona's not there, so they tell Weird Girl
mode, yeah.
she's got to go do the thing.
He does, yeah.
And
he's
the
like-
and the thing is, there are these three little girls who were also in the music video, the homeless camp music video, who are singing about the United States of
Beef.
Beef.
No, it's the United States of beat, but I thought it was
Yeah.
the United States of beef, and I
Right.
was really excited.
I thought it was meat, so I was on the same wavelength. So she's got to go out there and perform that. This becomes like Romper Room Live. That's what this. That's the aesthetic of this at this nightclub is just girl with a headset on jumping around while three little girls do a song, and in between lyrics, the entire crowd is going ooh, ooh, and
Yep.
it's like, what the shit is happening here?
yeah, but they somehow know how to do it despite there being no disco beat to make you know that you're supposed to do that.
Just when the girls stop singing, you make the ooh ooh sound.
That's the disco call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
Thomas Dolby has prepared to murder.
Yeah, because this is where
he killed
he's
a
been
pig
trying to get. Yeah, he's been trying to get the rhinestone coated peg leg.
right.
He's got instead of just buying a ham bone from a butcher, he has a full ass live giant pig and like a fucking machete that he's sharpening. While he's talking on the phone to the
Yeah, and he's trying to get the peg leg, and
Yeah.
the costume shop's like, no, we
It's
don't have
Halloween.
anything. And he's like, it's Halloween. But
We're all out of rhinestone peg
Yeah.
legs. Gosh.
yeah,
idiot.
but he's
We
got
had a run on
everything.
them.
Yeah, he runs into Dean Cameron briefly, where he's like, "So, what's your costume there, Thomas Dolby?" And he's like, "I'm not telling you." And he's like, "Is it a pirate outfit? Don't forget your peg leg."
Yeah. Oh, and Thomas Dolby, by the way, is like because his mom, being the fake fortune teller, was basically like, yeah, he's a vampire, like for reals. So he's just confronting him all the time with like, I wouldn't even say thinly veiled, like barely veiled references of like,
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a scene where he shoves a crucifix in his face, and he's wearing like a garlic
Necklace.
necklace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was at the video party.
yeah. But I mean, it's just like,
Yeah,
he's,
but
he's
it's
just
been
straight up,
established
yeah.
that stuff doesn't matter to
No.
Nah, he cooks with garlic.
to Rockula.
Yeah. So Thomas Dolby kidnaps Mona, takes her upstairs.
Yeah, because Mona and him reunite on stage during the song with the children.
Yes. They do, and
and
it looks
then-
and you think like, well, everything's okay here.
Yeah.
Phoebe the mom's out in the audience, by the way.
Yeah.
Not that it really.
Yeah,
enters
because
into-
she's shown up and basically shown that Madame Benoit is her.
Yeah.
And she's basically like, you better not fuck this up, Thomas Dolby.
Right. He's like, okay.
Yeah, and he shuts off the lights with like the main breaker box and grabs her like
Yeah.
in the middle of the chaos. Because I mean that song was chaos. It was.
It was organized
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just like
And they go.
Dick Dastardly's her out of the room.
They go
Yeah.
one flight up into the club hell attic, and
That's called heaven.
and Ralph is just like, I can't find her, and then he talks to his reflection, and the reflection is just basically like, who's your best friend? Say it's me. Say it's me. And he's like, fine, it's you. He's like, okay, they're upstairs. It's like, okay, sweet. So he runs up there, and they have a fight
Yep.
over Mona.
They have a sword fight.
Mm-hmm.
So
They have a ham bone versus
peg leg, yeah.
rhinestone
Thomas
peg
Dolby
leg.
has lost his rhinestone peg leg upon entering this chamber of weirdness, and
like a rhinestone peg leg.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Dean Cameron picks it up and is like, on guard, and they
Yeah.
have the worst stage acted sword fight that man has ever seen.
I don't know. I like the one bit where they both charge at each other and just come stomach to like,
That was the actual sword fight, Chuck.
oh,
Yeah.
well,
that was the real sword
When
fight
they-
within the
when
sword
they
fight.
came
Yeah.
stomach to stomach.
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
but they do just charge each other and then
Yeah.
just stop. It's like, what are we doing? Back up, on guard.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a dumb fight, which just ends with Thomas Dolby getting just kind of
so Dean Cameron is like fighting him and like then basically saying like I'm not going to lose this time because I've been a dork for 400 years and like I've not amounted to anything. You know, I've lived with my mother and she's the only thing that picks me back up when I fall. And then she's hearing this all from below and it's just like I'm so sorry and like runs up and does she? I thought she hit him with something.
she does. She bonks him over the head,
Yeah. But yeah, she kind of boxes him over the head and he's like, ugh, and just falls into the cryo chamber.
which closes and
Well,
then
no.
starts.
No, they hug and apologize, and Thomas Dolby attacks him. Bonks the mom, Tony
yeah.
Basil, in the head
That's
with
right.
the ham bone.
Yes.
And then that's when he ends up chucking him into the cryogenic tube.
Only because they were working for the entire movie to one joke. Because, like, he's charging at him with the ham bone,
Right.
goes to hit Dean Cameron. Dean Cameron inadvertently ducks out of the way, which makes Tony Basil get hit with it, hit with the ham bone, and he just goes like, that was my mom you just boned.
Right.
It was a plot point that was literally working
Yeah.
to one joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yes. And then I believe he punches him in the face. And
No. He turns back into the bat dork.
Oh, that's right.
Which scares him into the
Yeah,
in the
he
cryogenic
fart
chamber.
walks and scares him into yeah.
He
He
just
just
fart walks.
Yep.
He's like, ah!
yes, he falls into the cryo.
And he falls in the cryogenic tube and then starts having one of the soothing meditation things that's about golf.
Oh, but it's everything that there is a piece of every single one of the tapes that he mentioned in the commercial happening in this scene. It's like imagine the 7-iron is your penis and a couple other things that have to do with
Yep.
with whatever they were talking about. It's
And he just closes his eyes with a big grin on his face, like, yay. That's it for him. So basically, they all leave happily ever after, and then you come back into the club, and his reflection's like, hey, what the hell? What the hell, dude?
Yeah, they walk off like we're done, like
Yeah.
out of the club.
Like our
Yep.
movie's
I
over.
saved her. It's after midnight of it's
Yeah.
November 1st.
And so